Good morning. My name is Alex Sommer, and I'm just graduated from Lamar High School, and I'll be attending University of Texas in the fall. I've called myself a Christian for as long as I can remember. I'm so blessed that the circumstances of my childhood have had such a strong impact on my faith. The seeds of my faith were planted at a very young age. I grew up in a Christian home, raised by two awesome Christian parents. And every Sunday, I would sit in these pews and attend Sunday school. I knew all the Bible stories. I knew that Daniel survived the lion's den and that Jonah was swallowed by a big fish. My parents raised me to be morally right and do all the right things. However, Christianity was nothing more than a title to me. I called myself a Christian because it fit in with my image. I was a good guy who tried to do all the right things, work hard in school to make good grades, and do well in sports. Christianity was like a piece of clothing to me, something I would put on to feel accepted by my family and my friends at church. At public school, I would conveniently forget about it. I was so focused on how others perceived me from the outside. Whenever I failed at school or sports or doing the right thing, I felt like my identity was shattered. There was no real relationship between me and God. My faith was the faith of my parents. I thought that my God was up there and I was down here, and we were both doing our own thing. I was like the Pharisees. I was spiritually blind. I justified myself based on how I appeared on the outside. My heart was full of pride and jealousy for others. I was living for myself. I started playing baseball in 4th grade. I instantly fell in love with it. I invested so much of myself in it. I practiced for hours and hours. When I was young, I thought I could make it really big in baseball. It became part of my identity. In 7th grade, I tried out for the school baseball team at Pershing. In the months leading up to the tryout, I practiced as much as I could. When I did not make the team, I was crushed. I felt like everything I had worked so hard for was all a waste. I felt mad at myself, embarrassed, and jealous of my friends who did make the team. I felt like I did not really know who I was anymore. It was in this painful time of deep insecurity and feeling of rejection that Jesus met me. The summer after 7th grade, I went on a mission trip with the middle school youth group to Tecate, Mexico. Through the worship and the serving I experienced on that trip, Jesus really began to work in my life. I experienced a joy that I never had before. I got really involved in the youth group. My life became centered more and more on Jesus. Christianity was no longer this outer appearance that I put on, but it became a transformation of my heart, my inside. I actually began pursuing an intimate relationship with Jesus through prayer and being in the Word. Jesus put great leaders in my life to mentor me, and He provided me with awesome friends that I can be accountable with. Jesus also gave me a new sport, cross country, which has taught me to persevere and trust in Jesus whenever I'm confronted with pain and suffering. I was foolish to think I could justify myself based on how I appeared on the outside, because Jesus sees right through the outside and looks at the heart. I could never be good enough to earn my salvation. Jesus had to earn it for me. Romans 5:7-8 says, "For one will scarcely die for a righteous person, though perhaps for a good person one would even dare to die. But God shows His love for us in this, that while we were sinners, Christ died for us." This is the ultimate expression of love and acceptance. That Jesus, who lived a perfect life, died for me, a sinner. I am not my own. I've been bought at a price. This truth has changed everything in my life. My life is no longer built on my worldly successes, because those things will eventually crumble and fade away. Jesus, whose love is unchanging and never ending, is the rock I stand and build my life on. Living for Jesus has been the greatest joy of my life. Thank you.